What it do? What's going on? It's your boy King Vito, man. Just came on this thing to holler at y'all right quick, man, because, it's just something on my mind. Thought I'd make a little quick video about it. Excuse the ambiance, man. It's my basement. This is where I come to get away from the kids, clear my mind, do what grown folks do, have a drink, just chill out, man. This is where I do most of my thinking and my plan, plotting, and strategizing for episodes and whatnot. But the cause for the pause today is how goofy hip hop media has got. Shout out to that boy Wayno. I'm starting to really enjoy his content, man, because he speaks truly from the heart and trying to preserve this brotherhood of ours called hip hop and hip hop media. Now, for the most part, I gotta accept the fact that I'm part of hip hop media, even though I'm a small fish in a big pond, I still am of that vein. And, I gotta, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? No matter how much I try to push against it, it's the truth of the matter. But he did a great video today about hip hop media and Crimecast. I think that's what he said. But his feelings have been my feelings for a long time. I created my channel and my space because I feel like we're getting away from why we enjoy these people. For one, we don't value and appreciate our legends like we should. We're the only culture and genre that does that, and I think that's trash. You know what I'm saying? These folks should be celebrated. Now, my goal for it is to be a platform where somebody drops an album, they have to come down, sit down, and talk to me. We're going to sit down, we're going to discuss the album, their feelings, their emotions, like what they was going through at the time. If you didn't watch my content, you see how my platform and how we do it. But I want my platform to be a promotional tool because I don't feel like it's enough. Now, truth be told, you got people like let's just take the Clips, for example. The Clips and Jermaine Dupri, those are my two examples. The Clips, they ain't on that goofy shit. When they drop an album, they hit who they need to hit. Ebro, Elliot, The Breakfast Club, so on and so forth with those powerhouse media platforms. JD been on a mean media run promoting Magic City and the Magic City soundtrack. Joe Budden, Sway, Joe and Jada, all this, and those are great platforms when you're promoting your music. And I feel like that's the beauty of it. There's also a other side to it because those big artists don't sit down with the little guys, I guess, because it's filled with BS. It's just bullshit. I'm not gonna name names because I respect those in the industry putting out this content, but it's like we're at a point I don't even know dudes rap. Truth be told, I don't know if dudes rap. Now, is it entertaining? Yes, it definitely is entertaining. I will speak on that. FBG Butter, I love his interviews. He's an entertaining cat. I think he has a story to tell, and there's nothing wrong with telling his story. But if you're on a hip hop media platform and you got an hour interview and the last 5 minutes is about your music, that to me that's whack. I don't, it is what it is. I had an interview set up this weekend, and due to some unfortunate incidents, the interview didn't go through. But within the interview, the artist had a song with Julio Fulio. Now, truth be told, I wasn't that in tune with his music. Look, I'm 43 years old, man. That murder, kill, bang, bang, beefing, clowning dead people, yeah, that ain't for me. That ain't my lane. That ain't what I want to ride around sliding to with my kids in the car. And it's just the energy ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't for me. But I get it and I understand it. But I ain't know the first song I ever heard from Julio Fulio was the remake of Fantasia. Like, you know, but I seen a million interviews of his. You know, rest in peace to that brother. I feel like, you know, that situation was tragic, but like, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, we got to get past that, you know. So with me saying that, I created a platform because we gotta find out why we love these people and what keeps us going to them and what makes us want to think about them and, you know, appreciate the artistry that they do. Now, you have these platforms where I'm not going to call them culture vultures, because at the end of the day, dudes is going on these platforms and sitting down with them. Whatever the bag may be, whatever the check may be, you know, we have no more. It just seems like it's a really lack of morals for people when it comes to these platforms and situations. And then, you know, I keep it a buck. You never know these people home situation. You know, they might need that 2,500, that 5,000 or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So who am I to say not get your money? But it kind of is a play on you as the person that they interview when they get you on here and you got a project to promote, but all they want to talk about is your beef with said gang. You know, like, you know, you trying to talk about this, but then they go back to, well, when you this gang, or when you was in prison, you know, what was this like? What was that like? You know, so when we dealing with hip hop media, I feel like that just has to stop. We have to go to another platform to like show why we respect these folks and their artistry as a whole, you know. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm a guy, like, I watch YouTube. I love the Dope Boy 80 stories, man. The AZ Faisons, the Ears to Christ, the Kevin Childs, the Terrence Gangster Williams. I love them OG stories. But to me, it's like a movie. You can look at Goodfellas, that was based on a true story. You know, they just telling their stories, and, you know, it is what it is. Now, a lot of times their stories is tied to hip hop in the beginning, so I get it. But when it comes to these hip hop artists, it seems more like you're more concerned with the street shit they got going on because it sells more content than the actual music that they put out. And that shit needs to stop. Like, you know, it gotta quit. It needs to be another lane for that. And we need to get back to people making dope music. Like, you making dope music, you talk about it, you do your promo run, we go from there, not who you know and how many bodies they had and how many faves you had in prison. So, you know, I'm not gonna name drop. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna say those type of things, but it just is what it is, man. Like, we gotta set a standard, and we gotta bring back some moral dignity when it comes to this, because content over everything is trash to me. It's just like, truthfully and honestly, that's just my opinion. It's like, you ain't got no morals and you don't stand for nothing. Like, we fought to have these platforms, and now you just a whore for the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I don't know people's financial situation, but it's like the saying, all money ain't good money. You know, it is what it is, but this is just my opinion. You know, I think a lot of dudes are playing with something that they don't know what they really getting into, because like a lot of these game politics, all it takes is one crash out. And then when you speaking on dudes, man, you don't know how far that dude gonna take it by this respect. You know what I'm saying? The social medias came in and just tore the world up in a different space. Like, you know, dudes is really, really about their respect. And, you know, you talking about it and you instigating stuff. So let's get back to why we love these people, man. Let's get back to talking about the music. If that's what you want to do, stop masking it as hip hop media. Just call it what it is, man. Till I see you again, hold it down.